Now, with the theme of the 2020 Summit in mind, which is African Luxury Visionaries, we'll be preparing a delicious dish to match up. We also turn to the African narrative on its head with, of course, pop culture baked fish with a butternut hummus and umngqushu. So to get the recipe, SMS the keyword EAT to 33650. SMSs cost R1.50 and free SMSs do not apply. It is surely heating up in the kitchen. Kuyashisa, kunuka kamnandi. Everything is coming together, and I hope that you're following step by step at home. Now, so far, how far is our, this is the chutney?
That's the chutney. So we've added our tomatoes, we added some apple cider vinegar, and then just a bit of brown sugar to counterbalance the acidity of the apple cider. Okay. And then we can add some water if we need. If you need Holly, you can by all means please add some water.
We're all good for now. Yeah. Does apple cider vinegar not make it quite acidic with the tomatoes?
Not really. They sort of balance each other out quite nicely. So the acidity of the tomatoes and the apple cider, and then just that touch of sugar. Beautiful.
Yeah, I think it's that sugar that helps cut through all that. Yes. Because can you imagine, you know, back here where it's just so sour and it hits quite harshly. That's where the incredible sugar comes into play.
Some bay leaves. Oh, that looks so beautiful. Look at that.
The colours coming together.
The Rainbow Nation.
The Rainbow Nation. We're pushing all things African. Zonke bonke. As we said in the intro, we are taking the African narrative and we're turning it on its head. Okay, can I add the mushrooms?
Hold on. You have to make sure that those are translucent, like about 5 minutes, and then you can add the mushrooms.
Okay.
Beautiful.
So let me wait a little longer for that.
Then we have corn over there.
Okay, and are we able to add the corn even if the ingredients aren't completely simmered through?
Because the corn is also so sensitive, so we have to make sure that the corn we add it at the end.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, just before we add our coconut milk.
Nice.
Because we're going to simmer it at the end.
Nice. And I know for us using umngqushu here and the beans, it's so easy, it's so convenient, it's pre-packaged, pre-made. But for those people at home who are old school, who want to take it to the roots and make umngqushu from scratch, I mean, how does that process look like?
The process is very easy, but it's also difficult for other people. You have to make sure that your samp, you put it in water overnight to make sure that it becomes soft. And then you drain it the next day, and you make sure that you wash that out. And then what happens is that you can cook it for 45 to 1 hour. It depends on how you want it. I like it al dente, so it has to be a little bit hard,
a little harder.
bit soft.
No, I like umngqushu to be so soft and almost buttery.
All right, that's beautiful. And then definitely what I do most of the time is that I use cardamom.
Oh,
I use cardamom into I incorporate cardamom into the samp, and I also put some thyme into that. So to just give it a different experience, so to speak. And then how I finish it, I actually finish it with some zest of orange. So orange brings up that flavor at the back.
You are going above and beyond ngomngqushu wakho. I want to find out from you at home, how do you enjoy the age-old traditional dish umngqushu? Because wow, Uchaba goes above and beyond. Tweet us at Afternoon Chat using the hashtag Afternoon Express or comment on our Facebook page. I know some people put cheese, some people add butter, some people also add extra veggies just to get that more nutrients.
You can add anything if you like. You can just add basically anything into your umngqushu.
Nice.
There is no rules, because definitely rules are really made to be broken.
Absolutely.
So you put anything that you want into your umngqushu, and then just be happy.
Just be happy however you like it at home. Now I've already just added these delicious mushrooms into the pot, making sure that the flavors are coming together before we add umngqushu wetu. You guys, I see, have already moved on to the butternut hummus.
We have, and I love this recipe so much. I've never had butternut hummus. Thank you so much, Chaba.
You're welcome.
What an invention.
Hey, Chaba's showing off today. He wants to be back. Okay, we've noted.
It's my time now.
So how does butternut hummus then come together, Mo?
So we're just going to roast this into the oven until they're nice and golden and soft. And then we add them into a blender with some chickpeas, some lemon zest, any flavorings that you like, and then blend it up.
Stunning.
I've never done that before.
I've also never heard of a butternut hummus, but it seems as if you can basically take any starch, anything that, you know, you can just kind of blend through and make it into that paste.
Yeah, originally they use like chickpeas.
Yes.
Like the Mexicans, they use chickpeas and they use garlic and they use oil. So from that, you can actually basically add anything that you want. But my inspiration for this was because at home, we have chickpeas. We eat chickpeas on Sundays. we eat butternut, but we have never been taught to actually mix things together.
Yes.
But it's things that we use every day. So to mix these
Yes.
4 ingredients together and then get that delicious hummus coming out of it, it's
Genius.
something
Yeah.
of genius.
You
like
can,
my
you
name.
can say it. You can say it, Mr. Genius. Now, Holly, as we can see, everything is a process.
Yes.
You know, you have to follow the rules. You have to follow things step by step. Is that the same process and the same kind of methodological thinking that you use putting together your EPU?
Definitely. I think there is a process and there also is trying different things and trying to push the boundaries a little bit. And definitely with my EP, it's 8 tracks. And I think that in terms of music, things are moving away from albums a little bit,
Yeah.
moving towards EPs. People want sort of less content more often. They're hungry for content all the time. And that was kind of my thinking behind an EP. And the music writing process and making the music was all about creating love songs and not just things that talk about how beautiful love is. Love can also be really hard and can be challenging, and we can also need songs that help us get through, and that's what this EP is, that journey of love and the process of love and getting through it, I think.
I think what's something that's so special about these universal topics is that you can write until your face goes blue, because there's always that inspiration. There's always those things that speak to each and every heart that people can just communicate and connect with.
Yes.
And that's the beauty of music.
Exactly, and I think I really wanted to create an EP and a project that was something that was really relatable for people, and I knew that in order to do that, I needed to tap into emotion and make it really real and write about real situations that I'd been through, that I'd witnessed, even if it was hard for me to go back to that place. And that's what this EP is. It's
Do you find that
personal.
challenging a lot of the time, to kind of use your own personal experience in your music and in your craft?
Definitely, but I think as musicians, that's kind of what you sign up for. That's what makes music good.
Yeah.
And that's what we love about creating, is I love to be able to tell my story through music, and I often find it very therapeutic. When I've been through a breakup, I will 100% write a song afterwards.
Let it all out. So all of Holly's exes expect a
Exactly.
song. Expect a song.
You know what you're missing.
A queen who knows her worth. Oh, I love that so much. Okay, back to the cooking. Chab, I see that you're already onto the fish.
Yes.
What have you done so far?
Okay, so far what I've done...
And what fish cut are we using today?
We are using a hake today because hake is very soft and it's nice. So you have to be careful actually when you cook it. So most of the time when you're at home, we will cook, we will deep fry fish. Okay, it's a hit and a miss. But in this case, what we're going to do is that we're going to pan fry it and then we're going to finish it in the oven.
Stunning.
And then we're actually going to finish it with the chutney that Mo is busy doing that other side. And then we're going to put it into a foil and bake it. So we're going to make sure those flavors are immersed into the fish. So what I have basically here, I've got oregano and I've got thyme. So basically
Smells
I chop
so
them.
good, by the way.
It's going to taste even better. And then I have those. And then what I did is that I'm going to use the zest instead.
Yes.
So I'm not going to use the lemon juice. So I'm going to use the zest. And then after using the zest, just salt and pepper. Then we're going to pan fry it.
Stunning. Everything seems to be going really, really well in this kitchen. Thanks so much to Holly, Mo, and of course Chaba. We definitely are going to have quite the decadent treat. Now, to get this recipe, simply SMS EAT to 33650. Tune in tonight for the second episode, once again, of the Tastemaster SA at 7:30 p.m. on SABC3. You also could win a 5,000 Rand Woolworths gift card. Enter now by posting a pic of a honey-inspired dish on Instagram or Twitter using the hashtag the Tastemaster SA, or comment and post a pic on our Facebook competition post. Now, after the break, we make a completely sweet, delicious decadent that will get your sweet tooth moving, a decadent semi-Freddo chocolate recipe. That sounds really, really good. See you after the break.